Good morning, I am Lian Bon, Rappler's Justice Reporter at nandito tayo sa harap ng Supreme Court to recap to you what has just been announced via two-page media advisory kanina, which is that the anti-terror law in most parts has been upheld by the Supreme Court. Dalawa lang na parte ang dineclare nilang unconstitutional at ipapaliwanag natin to maya-maya. But just reiterating that in most parts, the feared anti-terror law, which is seen to be a wide crackdown on dissenters and activists and even journalists, has been mostly upheld by the Supreme Court. Number one, na in-strike down ng Korte Suprema, isang parte, isang sentence sa Section 4 ng anti-terror law. Section 4 deals with the definition of what a terror crime is. At meron dong caveat sa Section 4E, kung titignan niyo yung batas, nakalagay doon that dissent, work stoppage, advocacy is not a terror crime. But hindi lang siya terror crime if it has no intent to cause death or serious physical harm to a person, to endanger a person's life, or to create a risk to public safety. Yun yung kino-contest ng mga petitioner kasi ang intent daw ay very subjective. So pag sinabi mong ang dissent ay hindi terroristic activity, kung wala siyang intensyon na manakit ng tao, then you give such a leeway for the law enforcement to say which has an intent to harm or cause death. So yung part na yun, yung which are not intended to cause death or serious physical harm to a person, has been struck down by a vote of 12-3. So yun yung unang strike down. Although petitioners would have wanted to strike down the entire Section 4, one of the petitioner counsel, former Supreme Court spokesperson Ted said, it is nevertheless a win for the petitioners because yun yung gusto nila sanang hindi mangyari. Yung magkaroon ng leeway ang law enforcement na i-determine kung ano ba ang may intensyon ng mag-cause ng harm or mag-cause ng death. So that's the first one. The second to be struck down as unconstitutional is the second mode of designation. So Section 25 ng batas. Designation has three modes. The first mode is automatic designation of people or groups that have been declared as terrorists by the United Nations Security Council. The second mode is automatic adoption of a designation kung ni-request ng ibang bansa. And the third mode, which is the most dangerous and which is the most feared mode, is yung kapangyarihan ng Anti-Terror Council na i-determine all by themselves without going to court ang i-designate nilang terrorist. Petitioners would have wanted the third mode to be struck down, pero hindi yun ginawa ng Supreme Court. The Supreme Court only voided the second mode, which is the mode of designation based on the request of another jurisdiction or based on another country. So this means walang kapangyarihan ng Anti-Terror Council na mag-designate ng isang grupo or isang tao kung request ng isa pang jurisdiction or supranational jurisdiction. So na-retain yung third mode, yung pinaka-kinatatakutan ng mga tao, which is the Anti-Terror Council's more or less an arbitrary power to designate a person or a group as a terrorist. As we speak now, nagmo-mobilize na ang ibang mga protesters. Can we see your tarp? Ito, nandito na sila. As we see now, nagmo-mobilize na ang mga tao. This is from progressive groups, anak pa, but hindi natin mabasa. Sorry if it turned black, merong tumatawag sa akin. So, again, going back to the recap, so yun lang yung na-strike down. All the others, according to the advisory, on the basis of the current petitions, all the other challenged provisions of the law are not unconstitutional. So, ni-retain some of the most feared provisions, including Section 29, which gives the Anti-Terror Council the authority to detain a suspect for as long as 24 days. Yun yung isa sa mga kinatatakutan. The crime of inciting to terrorism has also been upheld or has been retained. Yun yung kinatatakutan ng ibang aktivista at ibang mga journalists because what is inciting to terrorism? The section that allows a house arrest has also been retained. So, in all, most part, sorry, nandito na ako sa part ng mga rallies. In most parts, the anti-terror law, the feared anti-terror law, has been declared as unconstitutional. Let's see if we can talk to some activists here, no? Sandali. Sino pwede magpa-interview, Rappler? Sino pwede magpa-interview? Like right now. Try natin Sorry, wait lang. Dito tayo sa labas. So what you're seeing behind me is in front of the Supreme Court. Kakadating ng mga rallies. We're expecting them to grow in numbers as we wait. They're in front of the Supreme Court. These are groups. UPLB is here. Karapatan is here. Mostly the progressive groups, the rights groups. Anak Pawis is here. Titignan natin, naghahanap tayo ng pwedeng ma-interview, no? Hanap tayo, dito tayo. Rappler, pwede bang may interviewin? Naka-live kami na. Who you are?
Kyle Salgado, Karapatan Southern Tagalog.
Sorry?
Kyle Salgado, Karapatan Southern
Sorry,
Tagalog.
one more time.
Kyle Salgado.
We have here Kyle Salgado of Karapatan Southern Tagalog.
Yes, po.
So, ano yung sinasabi sa inyo? Why are you here? And ano ba yung reaction nyo na most parts of the anti-terror law have been upheld as unconstitutional? As constitutional, sorry.
Siyempre, sobrang disappointed namin sa resulta ng Supreme Court. Bagamat merong mga partial na tagumpay dahil ang Section 4 ng ATL ay na-declare as unconstitutional. But meron ding pandidiri sa Supreme Court dahil kinatigan pa rin ang provision kung saan nagbibigay katwiran ng mga illegal na detention hanggang 24 na araw. Sa Southern Tagalog po, nakapagtala po kami ng 4 cases na po ng anti-terror law sa Mindoro, kung saan 4 ordinary farmers are accused of violating some provisions of the anti-terror law. At,
Sorry, Kyle, to stop you there. Parang hindi kasi namin nabalitaan na meron palang ganon
Yes,
sa Mindoro. Can you give more details? Kyle here of Karapatan Southern Tagalog is saying na merong 4 na farmers sa
Yes,
Mindoro.
po.
Ano yung nangyari sa kanila?
Doon po sa Occidental Mindoro, meron pong 4 farmers sa Sablayan, Occidental Mindoro na kinasuhan po ng paglabag sa anti-terror law. Ito po ay after umano ng isang alleged encounter between the New People's Army and the Philippine Army there in Mindoro when these farmers are arrested. At ang kaso sa kanila ay inciting terrorism dahil di umano ay nagkupkup sila ng NPA sa kanilang tahanan at nahulihan di umano ng mga
Alam mo ba,
granada.
Kyle, kung ano yung status ng kaso ng 4 na magsasakang yun?
Currently, nire-reach pa namin yung families para ma-update din kami sa case, pero mag-update kami once na makita na namin kung ano yung resulta ng kaso. Pero as of now, gumugulong na po yung legal na proseso.
Okay. Kyle, if you can answer this, kasi ang na-declare lang na unconstitutional is yung caveat sa Section 4
Yes,
at
po.
yung second mode of designation. So marami sa mga kinatatakutan yung mga aktivista
Yes, po.
ay retained. Alin doon yung pinaka-topmost concern nyo?
Ito po yung section 25, I think, yung nagbibigay ng katwiran sa mga illegal na detensyon na umaabot ng 24 days. Malinaw po na ito po ay unconstitutional dahil po labag po yan sa mismong legal na proseso ng batas kung saan aabot ka ng 24 days nang hindi ka pa formal na sasampahan ng kaso. At sa karanasan po natin, nagkakaroon po ng mga karanasan na yung victims po ay masasubject to sa psychological warfare and mental torture po, among others.
Diyan ka lang, Kyla. What Kyla is saying is yung Section 29, yung
Section
24-day detention na sinasabi nga ng mga petitioner
Yes,
na
sir.
unconstitutional because under our constitution, 3 days lang dapat
Yes, po.
under the
Yes.
state of martial law. Thanks, Kyle. Last question na lang. Ano yung plano nyo for today and maybe ano yung mga plano nyo sa mga susunod na araw? Will you hold more rallies or mobilizations?
Yes po, magkakaroon po kami ng caravan. After po dito ay pupunta po kami sa CHR and then sa hapon po sa Bantayog ng mga Bayani. Then tomorrow, we will be joining the National Day of Protest for the celebration of International Human Rights Day.
Yes, actually bukas na ang Human Rights Day and last year nung inaresto ang ilang mga aktivista,
Yes.
I think ilan ba sila noon?
Seven.
Seven. Sila IC Salem.
Yes po.
Right. So approaching the Human Rights Day where last year merong mga inaresto, can you describe to us yung atmosphere nyong mga activists? How real is the fear? How heightened are the fears now that most parts of the anti-terror law have been retained?
Of course, the fear is there at hindi po mawawala yun. Pero kami, parang mas lalo pong lumalagablab po yung damdamin po namin na mas lalo pang lumaban at itaguyod po yung karapatang pantao. Given yung nangyari lang po na Bloody Sunday sa Southern Tagalog, wala na po kami sa paghingi ng hustisya, nandun na po kami sa paggigiit ng hustisya na nararapat po para sa lahat po ng biktima ng Duterte administration.
Thank you. Thank you, Kyle. That was Kyle Salgado of Karapatan Southern Tagalog. Ngayon, tatapusin muna natin yung recap and we'll listen to the programs here and we'll wait for others. Baka meron pang ibang paliwanag at Supreme Court. But if you want to read more about it, we have uploaded 3 stories so far. Again, to recap, most parts of the anti-terror law feared by activists and political dissenters have been retained. Only 2 parts of 2 provisions have been struck down for being unconstitutional. We are here at the Supreme Court. We will be here following them. I am Lian Buan, Rappler's Justice Reporter. That's it for now. Babalikan na lang namin kayo kung meron pa ibang development. Maraming salamat.